In-season elimination games start tomorrow, so I figured I'd drop a quick video just to give my thoughts and give predictions for the first round for anyone interested in it. First of all, I think the matchups are awesome across the board, with my favorite one being in the Eastern Conference. I'll start with Monday's games. First one is at 7:30 Eastern Time between the Pacers and Celtics. Last time these teams faced, it was without Tyrese Halliburton, and the Celtics won 155 to 104. These are two offensive juggernauts that are similar in some ways, yet so different in others. For one, the Pacers are the league's most efficient offense, #1 offensive rating, the ball doesn't stick around long in anyone's hands, leading the league in assists per game, while also being second in assist to turnover ratio, so they take care of the ball insanely well. The Pacers are also the fastest paced team. The knock on Indiana, as everyone knows, is that they're 29th in defensive rating, so they don't guard anybody. This team just banks on outscoring their opponents, and they're very good at doing it at 128.8 points per game. Then there's the Celtics, another offensive powerhouse that has the best 5-out starting lineup in the league in my opinion, and for all that spacing they have, they're 4th in isolation possessions, which is actually crazy considering all the talent they have. This much isolation led me to check their assist numbers, and lo and behold, they're 26th in assists per game. Celtics were 7th last year in assists per game, so it's strange to see such a big drop off there. And like the Pacers, the Celtics shoot a ton of threes, second most in the league at 42.8, but unlike Indiana, the Celtics are able to weather storms in multiple ways. One of those ways being on the defensive end, the Celtics are second in defensive rating at 107.6. This game is going to be fun for anyone out there that loves watching higher scoring games than usual, and I'm expecting a more focused approach with a revenge mindset from Indiana after getting blown out so badly the first time. If the Celtics can lock in defensively though, the Pacers are going to be in trouble because what beats the Celtics these days is practically themselves. The Celtics are not gun shy and will unapologetically chuck up shots, so the only way I can see this being a Pacers win is if the Celtics are struggling to shoot the ball from 3. Kristaps and Halliburton are listed as game time decisions, but I'm going to assume they're playing for this prediction. I'm picking the Celtics in this one, but I'm expecting a tight game and trusting that Indiana's offense is going to show up to make this a good fight. Moving on to the Kings vs Pelicans at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. This one looks to be a toss-up that'll be pretty difficult to predict for several reasons. The Pelicans have had the Kings' number recently, beating them in back-to-back games, and to a lot of people, they might just bank on that and bet on a Pelicans win. Definitely not going to knock you for predicting that. Zion Williamson is a massive problem for the Kings, especially Sabonis. Zion's averaging 25.5 points on 68.8% from the field against them, so he gets what he wants, and that holds a lot of weight when trying to predict this game. The Kings haven't been the offensive power they were last year, currently sitting 13th in offensive rating and shooting at a league average 35.5% from 3 as a team, while taking the 3rd most threes per game at 41.7. And their defense is something that's also still not good, still being a team that relies on offense to get the job done, so betting on the Kings in this one would be a gamble on their shooting and pace. These are two teams that get to the free throw line a ton, and in just their 2 games, they combined for 117 free throws, so hopefully this doesn't become a charity stripe snooze fest, because there's a high potential for that. Trey Murphy and CJ McCollum are listed as game time decisions, so I'm hoping they'll be out there for it, and I'll assume they're going to play for the sake of this prediction. This game is at Sacramento. Just noting here that the Pelicans have 3 road losses in a row coming into this one, so they'll be looking to put an end to that streak tomorrow. The numbers point to New Orleans, but I'm going to go with the motivational pick here and take the Kings to come out and get revenge on a team that's had the best of them. Tuesday's games start with Bucks vs Knicks at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This one's going to be a fun watch that I think would have been more exciting at MSG, but nonetheless, the crowd in Milwaukee is awesome as well. Great fan base, always showing up with a lot of energy. These two teams are on opposite sides of the offensive and defensive spectrum. The Knicks are 3rd in defensive rating while Milwaukee sits 21st. The Bucks are 4th in offensive rating while the Knicks aren't bad at 12th. but in terms of raw points per game, the Bucks are third at 121.1, while the Knicks are 24th at 110.9. So we're basically looking at elite offense versus elite defense. We're looking at experienced coaching with Tom Thibodeau versus rookie head coach Adrian Griffin Sr. The Knicks are a great offensive rebounding team, sitting at second place, which is going to be a huge factor because the Bucks are 27th in that regard, while taking a lot of bad shots, and also sitting in sixth in isolation possessions, which is ridiculously high for how good the talent is on that team. If the Knicks can lock in defensively to take the threes away and make those isolation possessions tough for Milwaukee, we could definitely see a Knicks win on the road. Both teams are top 10 in three-point percentage with roughly the same amount of threes attempted per game. I think this is going to come down to how sloppy the Knicks can force the Bucks into playing, which they've shown to be so far under their new head coach. I just think with how the Bucks have struggled to get good quality shots in a lot of their games, their ball movement looks sloppy at times, and their defense just not showing consistent resistance. Shooting's been up and down for Lillard as well. Giannis has been great as usual, but Middleton's battling the Achilles tendonitis, so he hasn't looked consistently good. I just think the continuity the Knicks have from the coaching down to the players can't be overlooked. I do like Tom Thibodeau in this coaching battle. Obviously, from a talent perspective, the Bucks are favored. Giannis could put Mitchell Robinson in foul trouble, and all of a sudden it's a total domination game from him. Brook Lopez is going to be pulling guys out to the three-point line, which clears the way for drives. Even though I wish they found him on a little more post-ups than normal, feels like he often has mismatches and doesn't get fed. And despite Dame's streaky performances, he should always be accounted for no matter how bad of a game he's having, because he can catch fire at any moment. But I'm going to go with the upset pick. I'm taking the Knicks to beat the Bucks on the road. And I'll move on to the last game of this first round, which is Lakers vs Suns at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Lakers are at home for this one, and they've really had the Suns' number. Both teams also having injury issues in their season. Bradley Beal is out for this game. Eric Gordon and Gabe Vincent are game time decisions. Good news for Phoenix is that Booker's back, which is huge for them. Jared Vanderbilt is finally back for the Lakers, as well as Rui Hachimura, who didn't play in that last Rockets game, but he's not listed as out for this one, so I'm assuming he's going to be playing. We get Frank Vogel getting another crack at coaching against his former Lakers team. Last time these teams faced was at Phoenix, November 11th. The Suns were basically up the whole game, with the Lakers slowly climbing before eventually going up in the fourth quarter on an impressive run, shooting the lights out. Austin Reeves showed up in crunch time there, but that game was super back and forth with a tight Lakers win. Yusuf Nurkic definitely has his hands full going up against a big Lakers squad that really has their way in the paint. So that's where the clear advantage is for the Lakers, and that's not something that's going to change unless Anthony Davis randomly decides not to show up for this one. The Lakers are such a tough team to beat when the shots are falling because it's really their weakness, and it's what opposing teams are very happy about because the headaches down low are less effective than they could be if the spacing exists for the Lakers. The Lakers are 24th in offensive rating, they're 29th in three-point percentage, so it's just not a team that can hang in a shootout. Still though, the Lakers are a top 10 defense, while also being 5th in field goal percentage, which is due to their ability to consistently score inside. Here's what the Lakers have going for them in this matchup, besides the fact that they obviously won their previous games. They're facing a team that's 22nd in three-pointers attempted. The Suns don't take a lot of threes compared to the rest of the league, and neither do the Lakers, who are actually dead last. However, the Suns do make the threes at a high percentage, sitting in the top 5 at 38%. If the Lakers can guard the three-point line alone, this should be another tight game. The Suns are definitely playing with motivation since they haven't beat the Lakers so far this season. They're going to be shorthanded, as I mentioned, without Beal out there, but I still think they're going to be able to put up a fight. We're going to get another fun KD versus LeBron matchup to look forward to, and maybe LeBron is motivated to try to win the first ever in-season tournament for another one of those funny LeBron stats ESPN loves to spit out for guys. If Beal was playing, I'd honestly take the Suns in that revenge mindset that I've leaned towards. They've also been good on the road at 7-3, but I'm going to go with the Lakers here, who are great at home, and I can't wait to see how this all plays out. Thanks for watching this quick video. This is the All Things Basketball podcast. I'm your host, Vic Lopez, as always, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.